be back with the second half between the Manitoba Lady Bisons and the Winnipeg Lady Wesmen right after this.
See the Beijing Wushu touring team January 18th in the Winnipeg Convention Center. Wushu is one of China's most traditional and popular sports. This blending of ancient martial arts training with physical and mental skills provides a spectacular display of agility and style. Tickets are available at all select-to-seat outlets in Winnipeg or by calling the ticket charge line at 786-7071. See the unique physical art of the Beijing Wushu touring team for one show only, January 18th in the Winnipeg Convention Center. And it keeps getting better. Weekdays at 5:25.
Gentlemen, what will your wife say is the one question she would really love to ask your last girlfriend? Ron said you'd like to ask his last girlfriend, how did she make love to him?
I don't care. I want to know why.
The Newlywed Game, weekdays at 5:25 on
CKND. We've been 10 years together. We spent 10 years together.
And it keeps getting better. Saturday at 7.
Your guy works in a bar. Oh, right, he works in a bar, so let's lock him up.
Your guy turns out to be a convicted confidence man.
So I am suing your department, ladies, and the like.
You spent $2 million in 11 months?
Sharon Glass and Tyne Daly are Cagney and Lacey. Saturdays at 7 on
CKND. We've been 10 years together.
Sunday at 4 p.m. Reality meets romance in one of the world's most exciting tropical resorts, Club Med, starring Jack Scalia as an employee of the village who must relive the anguish of a failed romance when his former lover suddenly appears. Linda Hamilton is Kate, who has come to the club to ease the pain of an unhappy divorce. Just one more of the many who escape the trappings of civilization at Club Med. Sunday at 4 p.m. on CKND TV.
Okay, second half action just about to begin. Don Lamont, Colleen Dufresne, Manitoba Lady Bison coach, said wanted to play man-to-man right off the start.
Well, I don't think either coach is very happy with the way their teams played in the first half of this ball game. We have a very low-scoring contest. It's only 25-24. Neither team shooting very well, and neither team actually doing anything well.
Lady Bisons are in the gold. They'll be moving from right to left. The Wesmen in the black with the red trim. And right now, the Bisons have the ball. That's number 5, Carol Plain, playing with 4 points in that first half for the Bisons. Jennifer George now with the hard pass to Heather Adam, and Heather Adam could not control it.
With Jennifer George, the All-Canadian transfer from the University of New Brunswick, hasn't played very well this game. She's been cold. She hit her first shot from about 22 and then hasn't been able to find the range since then. And she's one of the keys for Manitoba. They look for her. She's the veteran player.
And 2 points there for Kathy Holtman, and the Lady Wesmen have the lead for the first time, I think, in this game.
And I think that Coach Tom Kendall for Winnipeg's got to be pleased with that play because they didn't go inside very well in the first half.
Kim Berthollet missing on her first shot, got the rebound and missed on that one as well as Beth Cochran. Some heavy swinging underneath the basket. Lori Reed, the pass into the key to Beth Cochran. The pass, shot is short. And a steal by Carol Plain. Plain over to Heather Adam. She goes up, and it won't drop.
And that, Joe, is the kind of frustration both teams have been going through through this ball game. Just a great steal by Carol Plain, goes down for an easy layup, and they can't make it, and they got a foul coming over the back.
And that's Carol Plain picking up the foul. That's her third in the game, and it comes early in the second half. Lady Wesmen leading 26-25 as Kathy Holtman will take the long shot.
And Carol Plain has been Manitoba's best player so far. Carol Plain, another transfer from this time from the University of Calgary.
That's Carol Plain, number 5, goes inside. The pass to Heather Adam, who had 9 points in that first half for Manitoba.
And Carol Plain's got to be a little frustrated right now because she made 2 great passes in a row to Heather Adams, and she's blown both of them. And I think we're going to have a little noise behind us today, Joe.
Just a little, as Beth Cochran sinks that one. Beth Cochran, the member of the Canadian national team from Hamiota. The Wesmen open up a 3-point lead. Bison's yet to get a basket here in the second half.
And Bisons have done a very good job defensively against Beth Cochran. They have not allowed her any room inside. She had a very miserable first half shooting.
Good move underneath, but the Bisons again cannot get the basket. Sandy Ronald missing.
And I think that's the sign of an inexperienced young team because they do not make those tough shots inside.
Once again, Kathy Holtman goes up, rebound. Beth Cochran gets to it first. Cochran goes inside, misses, gets the rebound once again. And we're going to get a foul on 14, Kathy Holtman. That'll be her third.
You see Beth Cochran putting the ball down on the floor, going middle, going up strong. Good defense by Sandy Ronald. She backs off not to get the foul, gets her hands straight up, and Beth Cochran just cannot find the range. And I think the problem she's having is she's shooting her jump shot in 2 pieces. She's jumping, and then as she's coming back down, she's trying to get the ball up to the basket, and they're falling short every time.
28-25, Winnipeg leading Manitoba here in the second half. Kim Berthollet with a nice move, but she cannot find the range, and the Bisons have played over 3 minutes and have yet to get a point in the second half as Marla Hildebrand sinks it from outside.
Marla Hildebrand has been making those key baskets all year. She's stepped in very well as the lead guard for this Winnipeg team. It's part of the reason they're 5-1 in GPAC, Joe, is the job that she's done.
A 5-point lead for the Lady Wesmen right now, 30-25. 16.5 minutes remaining in this second half. That's Kim Berthollet. Back out to Carol Plain. Tried the inside, threw it back out to Jennifer George, and George, as the scoring streak, or the no scoring streak for Manitoba continues.
And it's been pretty much the same way. You see the shot here from Jennifer, and she's a long way out. She almost threw that basketball, and Kim Berthollet comes over the back right there. And the foul is called. So we've had over-the-back fouls, both ends of the floor, and again, poor shooting both sides have caused those fouls.
Well, I wouldn't be too surprised if Winnipeg gets another basket here that we're going to see a timeout called by Colleen Dufresne. That's Laurie Reed. And it goes in.
She's showed very good poise this year. She's been making those shots.
Cheryl McComb, number 11 for Manitoba, passes off to Plain. Good checking there by Cindy Jansen. Kim Berthollet almost had the ball stolen, throws it away. Carol Plain saves it from going out. And the ball does go out of bounds and will be Winnipeg ball.
Colleen Dufresne has her hiding her eyes. She can't believe what she's seen. And you're right, it might be a good time for a timeout. Winnipeg is playing very tough zone defense, and that's the thing when Coach Tom Kendall from Winnipeg said that he's happy with this is zone defense.
Kathy Holtman getting 2 points. And the Wesmen have reeled off 10 here in the second half. Nothing so far for Manitoba.
4 of those have been on that same play where Kathy Holtman has rolled inside off the screen, and Kim Berthollet has been following her down. She's got to lead the cutter through.
Before the shot follows black.
We're going to foul on Laurie Reed of Winnipeg, and we're going to have that timeout. And we've got a wireless mic on Colleen Dufresne, and I just love to hear what she's got to say right now. Well, the wireless mic is not working, unfortunately, and so we can't get into that huddle. And there you see Tom Kendall. Obviously, he's got to be happy with the way things have gone in the second half as the Lady Wesmen have reeled off 10 straight points. As you take a look at Kathy Holtman, number 14, Beth Cochran, number 15.
Well, I think he's happier. I don't think he's totally pleased. His team is playing good defense, so they're still struggling offensively. One of the keys for this Winnipeg team has been Lori Reed. She's only in her second year, but she's done a tremendous job both defensively and offensively making those tough shots, especially from the wing. I think what Colleen was telling her team in the timeout is that they're going to make some adjustments on their zone offense. They're going to have to get the ball inside, then work it outside so that they can get the open jump shots.
Well, what we've seen so far, there hasn't really been too much shooting done inside. The teams are playing some tight defense. But the Bison shooting in the second half from the outside has been atrocious. Jennifer George passes inside, and that'll go off the leg of Cheryl McComb and out of bounds.
Well, let me tell you one thing, Joe, about the offense that Manitoba's using. They're using basically a 1-2-2 with 2 people inside. It's a good offense if you're shooting well from outside, but you don't get much movement off, and I think that's part of the problem right now. Manitoba's not getting any motion in their offense.
Well, we've played under 5 minutes here now, or just over 5 minutes, and the Lady Bisons have yet to score as Beth Cochran gets another 2 points. She has 8 on the game.
And that time she got her jump shot into one piece, and she made the shot, and that was the big difference.
Kim Berthollet tried to go inside, was blocked. Carol Plain to Kim Berthollet.
Manitoba has to score here.
Jennifer George looking for someone inside. Back outside to Jennifer George. 4 seconds on the shot clock, and the ball tipped away and comes right up here on the broadcast table.
All right, Joe, good work. Way to ward that ball off. Winnipeg is playing tremendous defense. Manitoba can't even get a 20-foot jump shot off.
Well, we've played 6 minutes, and we have had no basket, no point for Manitoba.
And I think Carol Plain is going to try and take things in her hand. That time she went to the middle very aggressively, as you see the foul by Marla Hildebrand there on the block. And that's a good call.
Kim Berthollet goes up and misses from right underneath. Well, they just can't buy a basket.
No, neither team has been able to make that tough shot inside off a rebound or off a drive.
Lori Reed goes up, and Lori Reed.
Except Lori Reed.
Except Lori Reed. Well, 14 points, straight points. Kim Berthollet goes to the basket, but Lori Reed tried the old hip check play.
Well, that's what Manitoba coach Colleen Dufresne had been calling from the bench. She said, Kim, go to the basket here. And that's Kim Berthollet, to be effective, has to go to the basket. And she's a very quick, very talented player, a freshman who played at West Kildonan last year, and has been a very pleasant surprise for Coach Dufresne this year.
Jennifer George off the rim. Kim Berthollet comes up with the rebound, and Kim Berthollet can't put it in. And another foul underneath. This one will be against Elan Bannatyne. It'll be her second.
And I think Kim Berthollet, as you can see a good look at her at the foul line there, has lost a little bit of confidence in her shot. She's doing a good job going on the boards, but she's just not keeping her eye on the basket here. If we can see on the replay, she goes up. She just not smooth. She just not enough confidence in that inside shot. Got to keep your eye on the rim.
Cheryl McComb at the line. And the Bisons have their first point of the second half. After 5 minutes and 53 seconds. Cheryl McComb has the Lady Bisons now with 27, 38-27 to score. The Lady Wesmen with an 11-point lead after running off 14 straight here in the second half. Cindy Jansen now going inside and charging foul against Cindy Jansen. No doubt about that one, though Tom Kendall may disagree.
Well, Tom's disagreed a couple of times today. In fact, he got a technical foul in the first half.
Tom's got a good smile on his face. Well, Cindy Jansen seemed to go in there kind of out of control, having lost the ball. Certainly put a good hit on.
Well, I don't think there's any problem with the call.
Kim Berthollet Good coverage by Beth Cochran, forcing Berthollet to travel.
And I think it might be a good time to take Kim out and give her a little bit of time on the bench so she can regain her composure and then get back in the ballgame, especially for a young player.
38-27, Winnipeg leading Manitoba here in the second half. Lady Bisons with a 25-24 lead at halftime. And we're going to get a travel call against Beth Cochran as Corinne Berthollet does a good job of getting her hand
Very
in
good
there.
defense and an excellent call that time.
Why not a jump ball in that last play?
Why not a jump ball? Because Beth Cochran picked up her pivot foot and moved it while the other girl had a hand on the ball. So it was a travel before the jump ball.
And Laurie Reed comes up with the ball off the jumper. Hildebrand to Laurie Reed. Lane Bannatyne back to Reed, and Reed sinks it. Wow, she took one more step back. That was 3 points.
Well, she's been the star of the game so far. There's no doubt about it, both defensively and offensively.
And Laurie Reed leading all shooters with 10.
There's her defense again, Joel.
There's a bad pass. Cheryl McComb to Carol Plain. The Bison still cannot get a basket.
Part of the
We
problem.
played 7.5 minutes.
That's right. Part of the problem in that last turnover is the fact that Marla Hildebrand never came back to the ball. And that's one thing as a coach, you got to tell your players, come to the ball.
Kathy Holtman back out to Beth Cochran. And we've got a foul against Beth Cochran, I believe.
That's frustration on Beth's part. As we see the steal, I think we're going to see the steal here by Marla Hildebrand as she keeps her good defensive stand, gets her hands up, tips the pass. And might have been a foul that by Kim Berthollet, but she does turn it over here. And if we can see that Marla Hildebrand wasn't coming back to the ball, and that's why it was turned over.
Back to the live action. Kim Berthollet goes up. It won't go in. Loose ball. The Bisons get it back. Jennifer George. Well, we've reached the 8-minute mark here in this second half, and the Bisons still do not have a basket.
And one thing I'm not surprised about is the fact that Colleen Dufresne hasn't used her bench a little bit more, because Kim Berthollet is obviously tired.
And Carol Plain is obviously feeling some frustration after missing 2 shots there.
And those are the kind of fouls you do get on frustration.
And Carol Plain picking up the foul here. That's her 4th.
And Colleen Dufresne is going to make some decisions right now that when she wants to leave her in the ball game at 11:42.
Well, Winnipeg now with a 13-point lead. And that shot missed by Elan Bannatyne.
And I think she'll be coming out. Three-second violation that time. Good defense by Winnipeg. Surrounded the Manitoba player, and she didn't have anywhere to go or even throw the ball. She was in the key, so it was the 3 seconds.
Well, the Lady Wesmen have just smoked the Lady Bisons here in this second half so far.
So far.
Kathy Holtman to Laurie Reed. Reed has the lane to the basket. Can't put in the layup.
Neither team backing off either. We got another reaching in foul, that time on Cindy Jansen of Winnipeg.
As you take a look at number 11, Cheryl McComb of the Lady Bisons.
If things continue, we're going to see both teams in the bonus rather early in this half, and that could play a factor.
And I think you were prophetic with that comment. I think we are in a bonus.
Gee, what do you know?
It's that referee in you, isn't it? You had a mental note of it. You're keeping track.
Right.
Cheryl McComb at the line. Well, she has the Lady Bisons 3 points in this second half, and she can make it 4 right now. Misses on the second attempt, and Marla Hildebrand comes back with it to Laurie Reed. That's Kathy Holtman. Cindy Jansen back to Holtman. They work it around the outside. That Cochran goes up, and her shot will be short, and she also was slapped on the hands.
I think Jennifer George got the foul that time.
9 shots.
Though Beth Cochran is not shooting with the same authority that I've seen her shoot in the past. One thing I noticed, Joe, that she's not wearing that knee brace that we've seen in previous years, and she doesn't really look like she's got the strength in her legs that she's had before.
And it also looks like she's lost a few pounds.
Yes, she has. She has lost some weight. Well, it certainly has improved her quickness, I think, especially defensively. I would imagine that's one of the things that the national coach probably told her, that, you know, take a little weight off to increase your quickness. Quickness is so important in basketball.
Heather Adam coming in for the Lady Bisons. She led them in the first half with 9 points, but couldn't get a basket early in the second half and then was taken out after that.
Put Kimmy in the middle where Jennifer normally is against the pressure.
Kim Berthollet at the line for Manitoba.
I think we caught that. Coach Colleen Dufresne from Manitoba telling Kim Berthollet to move into the middle on offense against the zone.
Rebound taken by Carol Plain. 41-28. All Winnipeg in this second half. Heather Adam. Carol Plain.
I'll tell you what, Joe, if Beth Cochran has been able to hit a shot at all, it would be a lot more.
And we've got 9 seconds till we reach the halfway mark of the second half, and the Lady Bisons will not have a basket. You cannot win if you can't put in your field goals. Lori Reed almost gets it in. Kathy Holtman coming down with the rebound. Beth Cochran into Holtman, went off a foot, and it is a jump ball.
There's one thing that Manitoba's doing on defense. Whenever the ball goes inside, they're having 2 or 3 players collapse and make it almost impossible for them to get a shot in sights. So what Winnipeg has been doing fairly well this half is going inside and passing the ball back outside for the easy jump shot to the open player, and they have been making them, especially Lori Reed. That is an adjustment that Manitoba hasn't made.
Holtman missing, and coming up with the rebound, Sandy Ronald. Let's see if the Bisons can get a 2-pointer here.
And part of the problem that I haven't mentioned, Joe, is the fact Manitoba likes to run their full court pressure after they score. Well, they haven't scored a basket, so they can't run it, and that's a big factor as well. In fact, that's a huge factor.
Ball goes out of bounds, and we have played 10 minutes, 53 seconds.
From the side. The side. Get out of the middle.
Well, Colleen Dufresne calling for a side attack. Carol Plain hits it. 11-minute mark exactly.
That's 3. That's 3.
And you'll see that full court pressure, and that's what Manitoba's hoping for.
Follow. Was that last basket by Carol Plain a 3-pointer? Yes, it was. We have to talk about that. They have the 3-point line here in women's basketball.
That's correct.
They don't have that in the men's, though.
No, with different rules, so different set of rules for the women's and the men's. The women's play FIBA, full international, and the men still play a modified NCAA or their own CIAU rules, and the men decided not to have the 3-point line, but I think they should consider it because it certainly adds another dimension to basketball that is tremendously exciting both for the players and the fans.
It certainly is. And it could help Manitoba get back into the game.
Oh, certainly.
41-33 Winnipeg. Leading by 8. With 8:30 remaining to play here in the second half. Marley Hildebrand to Lori Reed. Inside to Kathy Holtman. And Holtman will say, well, it has not been demonstration of shooting so far in this game. And Lori Reed gets called with a foul.
We have a chance to look at it again. Kim Berthwaite gives a little head fake, tries to go around, and Lori Reed sticks out her foot.
And we get a timeout called by Winnipeg, and we'll be back. Winnipeg Lady Wesmen leading the Manitoba Bisons 41-33.
Seniors, the largest segment of our population and a valuable resource, one that has remained virtually untapped. Unlike newcomers to the job market, seniors have proven themselves with years of experience. Their skills are many, but they all have basically one goal: to remain useful and productive.
If you are a senior who desires full or part-time work, contact the Seniors Job Bureau because your ability is ageless.
It's gonna go for good sometime soon. I can feel that sort of thing when I'm working on a machine.
Well, you better get going on my word processor.
Yeah. I don't have much time.
My son is Seth Robert Hagstrom. He's gone.
Sunday at 7 p.m. Tales from the Dark Side on CKNT TV.
We spent 10 years together.
And it keeps getting better. Sundays at 7:30. The Master of Suspense returns on Alfred Hitchcock Presents. Sundays at 7:30 on
CKND. We've been 10 years together.
Sunday at 8 p.m. Barbara Hershey and Bruce Boxleitner star in Passion Flower.
I think I just opened the most important door in the Orient to U.S. Pacific Bank.
Find him charming?
But as charming as a bulldozer. But he is fascinating.
It wears off.
You know, the one thing that excites me.
An encounter in Singapore leads to murder and treachery in Passion Flower. Sunday at 8 p.m. on CKNT TV.
Here, and the dribble goes to the baseline. You must come over to this side. Because if she doesn't have a shot and she doesn't have a pass to the post, she's got to have you on the release. Okay? Let's go at her. Now, Cheryl, I want you to try and do a better job defensively in the full court man. Let's not let our man get the ball. Okay? One time, let's stop him completely. Get in front of her.
Ready?
Yes, guys. Come on. 1, 2, 3, 4.
All right, some instruction there from Bison coach calling Dufresne. 8:14 remaining here in this second half, and the Lady Bisons down by 8 to the Winnipeg Lady Wesmen.
Well, I caught the words full court man. I don't know whether she's going to go full court. The team's Manitoba's going to go full court man after they score or after a miss. They have been going full court zone after they score.
Kim Berthollet missing from the line, and one of the ways the Lady Bisons might be able to get back into this game is on the bonus situation, but they've got to make those one-on-one.
Well, they're back in the game right now, to be honest with you. It's only an 8-point ball game.
Marley Hildebrand letting up an air ball there.
It's one thing about basketball, 12, 20-point lead even doesn't mean that much when one team gets hot.
Loose ball, Bisons get it back. 9 seconds on the shot clock as Carol Plain puts it up. And Carol Plain has found some range here in the second half, the latter stages of it.
Well, that's what you kind of expect from your veteran players. She took the responsibility to sort of get Manitoba on the comeback trail, and she sort of ignited this team. I shouldn't say sort of, she has.
Marley Hildebrand to Lori Reed. Now Kathy Oatman will try it. Kathy goes off her, gets the ball back again. To Cochran, and we're going to get a 3-second call.
3 seconds, one too many fakes. Beth, the only option there was to shoot it because Kathy Holtman had been in the key for quite a while, and as soon as she gave that fake, it was a 3-second call.
Big possession right here for the Lady Bisons. They can cut it to 6. As Kim Berthollet of the Lady Bisons gets called on the foul.
We see Carol Plain making a nice drive inside. It's a beautiful little push dribble. Nice jump shot, doesn't go. And we got a foul. Kim Berthollet, number 7. You can see on the other side of Lori Reed gets the foul.
Lori Reed, number 12. Lane Valentine back to Reed. Later shot enough to get an open lane. And Carol Plain comes up with a rebound.
And Winnipeg's gone 0 for 10 in the last 5 minutes.
There won't be too many clinics put on with the tape from this game.
No, it has not been pretty.
Heather Adam. Cheryl McComb, and bad time. Berthollet comes up with it. And Kim Berthollet has cut that Winnipeg lead down to 4 points.
Well, that time she was so tired she couldn't jump high enough to miss the shot.
Kathy Holtman gets fouled from behind by Berthollet and hits the floor hard.
That was contact at its finest. Kim Berthollet was determined that Kathy Holtman was not going to make that shot. The coaches tell you if you're going to take a foul, take a good one, and I guess you could call this a pretty good foul. As you see both players going full speed, and Kim Berthollet just right on the back, and she says you're going to get 2 foul shots, but you're not going to get the basket. I've seen quite a bit of Kim play the last 3 years, refereeing her in high school, and that's the most aggressive I've seen her play.
Kathy Holtman 1 for 2 at the line, so it's a 42-37 Lady Wesmen lead right now. 5:42 remaining in the second half. Jennifer George. They could certainly use some outside shooting from her, but that one will go off Kathy Holtman and fall short into the hands of Beth Cochran.
That was a poor decision that time by Jennifer. I think a little frustration. She hasn't scored for a while.
And we're going to have a jump ball here between Cheryl McComb and Beth Cochran.
Alternating possessions, I believe. No, that's for the men's game. I'm sorry. FIBA, you still have the jump ball. So many sets of rules.
Well, they have the 3-point line here, and they don't have that in the men's. And
I kind of like those arrows. You don't have to throw bad jump balls like that.
Well, here comes an open layup for Jennifer George, and she doesn't miss that one. That was a gimme. 3-point game right now. And a steal by Kim Berthollet. No, and Beth Cochran comes up with a rebound. That was a pivotal shot.
Well, what Manitoba's scoring has enabled them to do is put on that full court pressure, and it's picked up the tempo in the game. And that's to Manitoba's advantage.
Carol Plain out jumping Kathy Holtman for the ball. And that pass for Jennifer George went off her and out of bounds, and Winnipeg takes over.
I don't think that was a good decision that time by Carol Plain. She's been shooting very well this half. I think she should have taken that jump shot herself. But she's a very unselfish player. Sometimes you have to be selfish in this game, though.
And we have a foul called here.
Push.
Sandy Ronald of the Lady Bisons getting the foul for the push. 4:30 remaining here in the second half. 3-point game, 42-39, Winnipeg leading Manitoba. Sea Candy's Game of the Week. Don Lamont and Joe Pasucci here bringing you all this action. And there has been some action here in the last 5 minutes as Lori Reed puts up an off-balance shot. And Kathy Holtman cannot believe that call.
Well, frustration. Winnipeg has not scored on about their last 15 attempts as Lori Reed. Well, it looked like from this angle that she was going straight up. It was probably a better no call.
What do you mean by a better no call?
better not blowing the whistle in a situation like that, because Kim Berthollet still had control of the ball, so there was no advantage gained either.
And no advantage gained there as Kim Berthollet missed on the bonus opportunity. He's missed the last 2 times at the line. And a throwaway by the Lady Wesmen Land Bandit time. Carol Plain goes up. And the rebound put in by Cheryl McComb.
A great ball, a good hustle.
42-41, we've got ourselves a ball game.
And we talked about timeouts. It might be that time for Tom Kendall.
Beth Cochran has the ball stolen away, but it goes right to Lori Reed. And Reed will be fouled on the play. And she'll go to the line.
Fortunate break that time for Winnipeg, as Manitoba has done a very good job of defending Beth Cochran and Kathy Holtman inside. But Lori Reed, ever on the spot, picks up the ball and draws a foul.
I can't remember too many games that we've done where Beth Cochran and Kathy Holtman have not been a factor. But we're seeing it today.
One shot, girls. One.
Both teams in the bonus situation. And Lori Reed makes good on her too. And it's a 3-point game again. Kim Berthollet gets it over Kathy Holtman.
Well, she's a tough player. I mean, she can hit that shot in the clutch.
And there's that example of that pressure that the Lady Bisons try to put on after they get the basket. 44-43, 3:05 left second half. Marley Hildebrand.
So, Joe, what do you think? OT?
Could be. We've always got great women's games.
But we don't have Jennifer Finch this year to give the ball to in the last second. In fact, Manitoba is quite a new-look team with five-year players all graduated last year.
Those 5 players led them to a first-place finish in GPAC, and Colleen Dufresne has had to do a lot of rebuilding. 6 seconds on the shot clock, and Jennifer George cannot hit from the outside, and that ball will go out of bounds.
And one thing, Manitoba may be rebuilding, but they have an awful lot of depth on the bench as well as some of the players you're not seeing here are excellent players.
Maybe Colleen Dufresne likes to go with a steady 5 or 6 players.
Well, it certainly looks that way.
Lori Reed with Cindy Jansen. Jansen outside to Hildebrand. And Carol Plain comes up with the rebound once again. For a little girl, she's out jumping a lot of those bigger players.
She's got good quickness. She knows how to go to the ball.
Lady Bisons can take the lead right here. Inside, yes! Cheryl McComb. 45-44 Manitoba. 1:44 remaining.
And Tom Kendall refuses to call a timeout.
Marley Hildebrand slowing things down. Cindy Jansen to Beth Cochran. Cochran, nice move, and Cochran gets the basket, and Winnipeg has the lead again.
That's one of the few times that she's been able to get herself free underneath the basket. A critical basket. They certainly needed it.
Jennifer George inside Cheryl McComb. Nice move to get away from Beth Cochran. And the Lady Bisons regain the lead by 1.
2 tough baskets in a row.
Colleen Dufresne wants a timeout. If the Wesmen get a basket right here, 53 seconds on the clock. Manitoba leading by 1, 47-46. Cindy Jansen to Kathy Holtman. Back to Jansen. She'll take the outside shot. And the rebound comes to Jennifer George.
Now this is where the 30-second clock plays a factor. Manitoba will have 23 seconds left on the clock, and if they shoot within that time, Winnipeg only has about 12 seconds to come down and score.
Carol Carol Plain. 23 seconds on the clock, 9 seconds on the shot clock. Gonna have to shoot it soon. Carol Plain.
Foul. Winnipeg does not want to foul.
And Carol Plain can't hit it. The ball goes to Kathy Holden with 10 seconds remaining. Cindy Jansen brings it up court. The pass to Beth Cochran. Jennifer George checking on her. Carly Hildebrand takes it. Ball forward by Carol Plain, and they're going to call a foul.
That's the ball game.
Carly Hildebrand. No time on the clock. There were 2 seconds when the foul was called. So I don't know if they're going to run the clock back, but it looks like Manitoba has won it 47-46. As we have a discussion over at the timekeeper's bench. They're going to let them shoot the foul shot. Carol Plain at the line shooting. Makes the first one.
I guess it's only fitting, Joe, that Carol Plain got that steal and wraps up the ball game, because it was her fine play both offensively and defensively that got Manitoba the win.
So the final score in this one will read Manitoba 49, Winnipeg 46, but it will not say that the Manitoba Lady Bisons did not get a 2-point basket until after 11 minutes had been played in the second half. There you take a look at the rankings, and there's probably going to be some changes as Winnipeg ranks 7th going in, Manitoba unranked, so we may have some changes in this top 10 come next week.
Well, I'm tired of trying to guess where the top 10 is going to be, because it's so inconsistent this year, you never know.
Especially in the men's. And we'll be back with the second half of our CKND doubleheader. Manitoba beating Winnipeg here in the opener, 49-46.
The Prince of Bel-Air is a Los Angeles pool cleaner whose lifestyle is changed by a beautiful young woman.
No way.
I don't think that you're right for her, Robin.
What are you talking about?
Look, you're a lot of fun, and I love you, but as far as women are concerned, I wouldn't wish you on anyone.
Now, let me get this straight.
Mark Harmon is the Prince of Bel-Air, Monday at 8 on good-looking CKND TV. Brian Lanahan hosts a half hour of in-depth interviews with Hollywood's best on City Lights. Join CKND TV Monday through Thursday at 11:30 for City Lights. Join Jason and Maggie for the day-to-day growing pains of the Seaver family.
I'm talking about alone. I mean, without our children, without our work, without our clothes.
Hey, Mom, where are my wings?
Houston, looks like I'm going to have to bring her down in the kitchen.
The growing pains of the modern two-career family. Tuesday at 7:30 on good-looking CKND TV.
Oh, no, enemy plane.
And it keeps getting better. Weekdays at 5.
Look at this studio.
1,000. Not bad, eh? She'd like an H. She'll get 2 H's.
All right.
There you go. $3,000, Terry.
Spin the Wheel of Fortune for great prizes with Pat Sajak and Vanna White. Weekdays at 5 p.m. on CKND TV.
You're looking at Bill Wedlake, longtime high school coach at St. John's here in Winnipeg. Wedlake is now the rookie coach of the Winnipeg Wesmen, taking over from Bruce Sands, who left for the West Coast in the University of British Columbia. Wedlake has assumed the difficult task of getting the Wesmen to the CIAU final. Now across the court is second-year Manitoba Bison coach Rick Suffield. In his first year with the Herd, Suffield rejuvenated a dying program and guided the Bisons to the GPAC Championship and a place in the Final Four tournament. His goal in '86 is to get the Bisons back to the national final. But what's on the line this afternoon is sole possession of first place in GPAC basketball. Welcome back, everyone. Joe Pascucci along with Don Lamont to bring you the second half of the CKND Game of the Week doubleheader, GPAC basketball. Don, we set the scene for our second game, and it should be a really tough matchup between these two teams.
What you're going to see are two of the finest men's college basketball teams in the country. Fantastic basketball, and I think you're going to see a full house here today at the University of Manitoba. I think people are starting to recognize just what a great caliber basketball this was. The Wesmen Classic, which these two teams met in the final, was just a tremendously exciting game, and it's got everybody talking again about men's basketball. I think it's just going to be a fantastic game because these two teams match up so well. And one of the key matchups, Joe Ogums, who I think is probably the most exciting player in the country, against fifth-year player Gord Tucker, who is tremendously exciting in his own right.
All right, let's take a look at those GPAC standings right now. We'll show you that Manitoba and Winnipeg on top with 4 wins, no losses. Brandon then with 2 wins and no losses, and Regina and Lakehead are winless. And they have 4 losses and 6 losses, respectively. All right, we'll be back with the opening tip-off right after this.
See the Beijing Wushu Martial Arts Touring Team January 18th in the Winnipeg Convention Center. Wushu is one of China's most traditional and popular sports. This blending of ancient martial arts training with physical and mental skills provides a spectacular display of agility and style. See the unique physical art of the Beijing Wushu Touring Team in one show only, January 18th in the Convention Center. Tickets are available at all select-a-seat outlets or by calling the ticket charge line at 786-7071.
Mozart, Beethoven, folk music. Much thrilling music was written to be performed by the most skilled musicians, with the audience grouped closely around to hear every subtle nuance. Manitoba Chamber Orchestra. Classic series in Young Church. Candlelight concerts in the Fort Garry Hotel. Manitoba Chamber Orchestra. Your soul vibrates in harmony.
Tuesday at 8 p.m., Michael Keaton is a harried house husband in Mr. Mom.
Sweetie. All right, just relax. You're going to be great. There's nothing to this, you know.
Hon, we got it covered, right, guys?
Oh, boy, am I going to miss you guys. Look, now, take it easy on Daddy. Remember, he's a rookie. Bye, Mom.
Tuesday at 8 p.m., Mr. Mom tackles the kids, major appliances, lonely divorcees, and the lure of the afternoon soaps on CKND TV.
10 years together.
And it keeps getting better. Wednesday at 8.
Dancing together. Maybe we could do that again sometime.
Soon we'll do more than dance together. We'll have our whole lives to do whatever we want together.
You saw Crystal kissing a duck?
The drama of the Carrington Dynasty. Wednesday at 8 on
CKND. We've been 10 years together.
And we're back here at the Bison East Gym. The Manitoba Bisons are just being announced. Tony Kaufman, number 55, the last man announced, the All-Canadian, and the player that the Bison teammates call the Doc. They say he has a photographic memory. He's in third-year medicine. He must be, if he's in medicine, to have a photographic memory.
Well, I don't know about his exploits off the floor, but I know he's certainly the team leader for Manitoba. He provides the stability. He also provides a lot of scoring punch. 24 points per game, GPAC. He was also the MVP in the Wesmen Classic, the MVP in the GPAC Final Four playoffs last year. So he can do it all. One of the guys that's really come through for Coach Rick Suffield this year, though, has been Terry Garrow. In fact, Terry Garrow was the key player in Manitoba's win over Winnipeg in the Wesmen Classic Final. So watch for that matchup.
And the second half of our doubleheader underway. Joe Uggams going up aggressively on that opening jump.
And we see that matchup early. You see Tucker fronting, Uggams down low, and he's got to get weak side help.
And the ball goes in by, I think Will Parker put that one into his own basket on the shot by Tony House.
I think they might give it to the Doc, though. Tony Kaufman.
And Gord Tucker, named CIAU Male Athlete of the Week, comes back and gets 2 points tied up with him.
Well, I don't think Coach Rick Suffield from Manitoba wants to see Gord Tucker get the middle of the key that easily.
Kaufman goes up, gets fouled. And it's Gord Tucker saying, who, me?
We see the pass inside. Great feed from the wing by Garrow, and Kaufman just does 2-foot stop, goes up strong, leans in, draws the foul. And not enough legs there by Tony. A little more straight up, and he's got it. That's in. Nope.
So the game's still tied here. We're nearing the first minute mark. Ball going out to Joey Vickery. There's a good matchup. Tony House and Joey Vickery.
That's a great matchup. In fact, all these matchups are tremendous.
There is Joey Vickery. Some say too small to play this game.
I saw him play Lakehead last week, and before he had a groin pull, he was 5 for 5. He did everything. He had 6 assists. This kid just continues to amaze me.
That's Terry Garrow, number 4. Outside to Jeff House. House rolls it over the top of the basket, and Winnipeg come back. That's Will Parker, number 42, driving quickly. And Murray Gaiman.
Murray Gaiman on a stuffed rebound. And that's the kind of action we're looking for. Just a tremendous play.
Want to get another look at that one if we can.
Oh, I sure hope so.
Garrow hits it from the three-point line, but we do not have a three-point.
That's going to get these fans pumped up, and we almost got a full house here at the University of Manitoba.
Vickery with the turnaround jumper. Rebound. Gaiman over Ogums. Rebound. Rolls out of bounds, and we get the foul on Joe Ogums.
Murray Gaiman playing like a man possessed. We're going to see it. Willie Parker goes all the way down the lane, puts it up on the board. Now watch the trail here. Murray Gaiman coming up from behind. Now you can't quite see it, and he just stuffs the ball home.
Joey Vickery working against one half of those House brothers on this Manitoba team. Jeff House now checking on Will Parker. Joey Vickery will take the outside shot. It'll be short, and Kaufman comes up with it. Kaufman with the steal by Will Parker, and he'll go in. Slam.
Look out. This is what we were hoping for.
And now Tony House brings it up slowly. Pass off to brother Jeff. Joe Ogums now. Let's see what he does to respond to that slam. And Joe Ogums hits the 2. And the Winnipeg Wesmen answer back. 2 points for Joey Vickery, 4 on the game as House drives for the basket, and he draws the foul from Murray Gaiman. Let's take a look at that slam.
Murray Gaiman's got to stay out of foul trouble. And we're going to have a chance to see it here on the turnover. Willie Parker, good defense, gets the hands up. And look at this, here he comes. He doesn't want to do it the straight way. He's going to go backwards. In your face. Beautiful. Nice camera work, guys.
Tony House at the line, missing on that first one. And the Bisons 0 for 4 from the foul line.
I don't know of a better way to get these fans off their hands early.
Well, I don't think they're going to stay on their hands too long. Art Coop drives and gets 2. Art Coop said before the game he usually doesn't play well on our game of the weeks. He wanted to change that this afternoon.
Well, he's a great offensive player. He can put it in.
Terry Garrow will take the long shot. Big rebound, and Tony Kaufman comes up with it. Back out to Jeff House. House drives, changes hands, and gets it in.
Beautiful drive. Jeff House, the rookie, Tony's brother, he scored 20 and 24 points in the Lakehead series this past week, so he's sort of the unsung hero on this Manitoba team. And
that ball brought down by Winnipeg. Vickery. Good pass. pass to Will Parker. He's going to go up again. And he runs into Joe Uggams, and Uggams picks up foul number 2 here early in the first half.
And that's key. Now both teams are really banging it. Both teams are really going inside. Again, the key here is that Murray Gieman's been keeping the ball alive, and Parker comes in and boom, uses his body to protect the ball and gets the foul.
Will Parker at the line shooting 2.
Going to be this way throughout the game. Neither team is going to give an inch because both want to win so badly. There's so much pride on the line here.
Well, you got the 4th and 8th ranked teams in the nation.
And as I mentioned in the opening, Joe, either of these teams could win the national championship. Winnipeg has beat Victoria, Manitoba has beat Winnipeg, and Brandon has also beaten Victoria. Victoria's the #1 ranked team in the country. So it's just tremendous balance this year.
14-8, Winnipeg leading by 6 is Kaufman. Joe Uggams, and he gets the double dribble call.
Put both hands on the ball and gets called for double. And another good matchup. It's kind of surprising the matchups we got here. We got Will Parker on Tony Kaufman.
Gieman, another 2 for him.
Gieman just continuing where he left off in the Wesmen Classic. His only fault is that he takes bad fouls.
And that was a bad pass by Tony House. Art Coop pass for Gieman, and it was too hard for him to handle, and it goes out of bounds. A big break for the Bisons there.
If he could have feathered that time, Art Coop could have just feathered the pass a little bit, you would have seen another slam. You got to know that, but it happens, Joe, is you get the adrenaline going so much, and you want to make that good pass. That time you just threw it a little bit too hard.
Timeout Manitoba. Let's get into that Winnipeg huddle and listen to Bill Wedley.
You got to block out against Tony, right? You got to block out against Tony. Block out defensively, right? No cheap ones. Heads up. Okay? You got to make sure you get a block out. You got to force yourself to block your check out. The only guy that probably has a free shot at it is Murray. I was going to say, look for Joe, because if I'm finding him, right, he's going to walk through the board. So you can go. If you call the front, you have to block out Joe then, okay? All right, then we'll leave Tony House as the open guy on the board. I'll just go weak side. Okay, you go back inside. Okay, no problem. Okay. Now, listen, the other thing is important.
Bill Wedley. Now you take a look at Rex Suffield, a little casually dressed for this game.
We're talking about blocking out Joe Uggams, but Joe Uggams better worry about blocking out Murray Gieman, because Gieman's got 3 tremendous offensive rebounds in the first 4 minutes of this ball game.
16-8, Winnipeg leading Manitoba here in the second half of our CKND GPAC basketball doubleheader. Tony House, pass to Terry Garrow, takes one shot, puts in the second, and the ball went on the line, so it'll be Winnipeg taking over possession.
And I think Rick Suffield wanted a little bit more rebounding in, so he went to Rick Dirksen, and he took out Jeff House. A little bit more board power there.
Gord Tucker outside to Art Coop. He'll take the shot.
And that gets real trouble for Manitoba, because if Art Coop gets hot, he can score an awful lot of points.
Art Coop, the only player in Wesmen history ever to hit for a 3-pointer. That was in Bismarck around Christmas. Tony House, some good dribbling by House, but can't follow through the basket, and Art Coop comes down. 10-point lead for Winnipeg. Joey Vickery goes up and in.
That man has no fear. Of course, all the victories through the years, they don't know what pressure is.
Bruce Enns said last year he didn't think that Joey Vickery could play university ball, as Will Parker gets the call for the foul reaching in.
Well, I'll tell you what, I wasn't so sure the first couple times I saw him, but after the last 2 games I saw him, he's just been tremendous. He's improving every game.
Just one of 5 Westwood players on this Winnipeg squad, and we're hoping we're going to get a all Westwood lineup in there as Rick Dirksen makes 2.
The lead here is 20-10.
Art Coop can't find anyone to pass to, takes the shot, and Joe Uggams comes down with the rebound.
I'll tell you, if that one had gone in, Art Coop would have got 30 tonight.
Garrow misses, and Gord Tucker, CIAU Male Athlete of the Week, getting the rebound. Art scoop, good move, and throws the ball away to Joe Uggams. The pass to Tony House. He just throws it back into play as he was heading out of bounds. And Uggams gets his third and fourth point of the afternoon. And Will Parker is going to get the charging foul against Tony Coffin. Second foul against Parker. And he does not like it.
Well, certainly the Manitoba fans like that call, as Willie Parker's coming out of the ball game, and he's one of the key players for Winnipeg. Well, I'll take that back. Willie's not coming out.
He's just going to have a little talking to with Bill Wedleg.
They took Art Coop out. Art missing his last 2 shots and a turnover.
Good pass, and Compton gets the basket. 6-point lead for Winnipeg. Will Parker working around the outside to Tucker, back to Parker.